As you must understand by now, Medium allows writers to earn money through what they call the Medium Partner Program. This is how the program works. The program lets writers monetize content by locking specific articles behind a paywall. Subscribers then pay a monthly fee to access this exclusive content. That's why when you open articles, you will find them labeled as member-only right under the article title. Writers then receive a portion of that subscription revenue based on engagement metrics that I will tackle throughout this guide. Are we talking about here, and how much should you expect to earn from Medium? Just let us agree first that the amount of money you can make on Medium varies depending on how many people read your articles, what topics you write about, and how experienced you are as a writer. I will talk later in more in-depth about that, but let's touch on the numbers first. According to Medium's own data from a few years back, the average earnings for writers in the Medium Partner Program were around $100 per month. Some writers reported earning much more than this average, with some earning several hundred to over $1,000 per month. I experienced that myself when my earnings for February 2023 were $7,475. There have been instances where writers who focus on specific niches or who have developed a loyal number of followers have reported earning around $500 to $1,000 per month. The top 1% of writers earn over $10,000 per month. Writers most likely have a combination of the following to be able to get this figure: highly engaging articles, a significant number of followers, and possibly a very loyal subscriber base. What you need to understand and be very aware of is that these numbers are not fixed and can fluctuate over time. I showed you my numbers and how this all started with $25. My earnings changed when I understood more about the platform and what it takes to earn more money through it. So, based on your understanding of the changes in Medium's algorithms, subscriber behavior, and platform policies, your earnings will fluctuate too. Also, add to your notes that the changing nature of the writing landscape and the competition among writers on Medium can definitely affect your earnings, too. Lastly, and following the same concept, the amount of money you earn will also depend on the Medium Partner Program's terms and conditions, which can change from time to time. Another last thing to consider in terms of the money that actually goes into your pocket from Medium, you have to keep in mind that the platform takes a 50% cut of your earnings. How much money can you really make on Medium? The first thing you need to be aware of and make sure that we too share is the love and commitment to writing. I am telling you this again. I freaking love writing. It doesn't matter whether I do that for 40 or 100 hours per week. It would be best to find something you have a zest for and are excited to write about, regardless of the means and the environment. If you're looking at the $7,000, then you need to see what's behind that. There's a geek who likes writing about specific entrepreneurship topics. I would have still been happy if those $7,000 were $1,000. Before I started, a few professional writers told me not to do it, that I needed to study literature, and that I was not a writer. Those exact people tell me that they're impressed with my February earnings. Writing is like dancing. You could do it however you'd like. You do not have to learn salsa, tango, and hip-hop dancing. You could do your own silly dance. Some might say this is rubbish. But in time, it'll be branded as chaotic art. I'm a business consultant who's been freelancing for over 8 years. Thereby, there are a few things I'm experienced in that I'm capable of sharing out there. 1. Entrepreneurship in specific investment documents like a business plan, pitch deck, financial model, etc. 2. Freelancing. I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. I've never had a full-time job. Hence, I know my way around the platforms. 3. Productivity. I always aim to improve year over year. In all aspects, and that's why I constantly try different strategies that help me become more productive. Hence, I kept focusing my writing on these categories and observed. I wrote about all 3, and because I have a considerable interest in these topics and I love writing about them, I've become a Medium top writer in almost all of them. You need to also know the things that inspire and motivate you to write. My inspiration for writing is actually reading. So, whenever I read something interesting, I feel triggered to start writing about it. Everyone has their own inspiration in writing, and so do you. You must look for and hold on to your inspiration to dive into that money-making writing journey. So, as a fellow writer, how do you transform your writing to be earning such an amount? One thing to consider before signing up on Medium. Sad but true, the reading era is dying slowly. A fact that we need to acknowledge and that you, as a fellow writer, need to be certain of while you are drafting your articles. Since people are always on the go, they only have a little time to sit down and read long articles. The short-form visual content, such as reels and stories, is becoming increasingly popular while reading any text is diminishing drastically. Medium is trying to change that. It's reviving the age of reading by providing a platform for any form of well-written and thought-provoking articles. Medium's articles are not limited by character count or word count, which offers a chance for you and me to explore our ideas in depth. Just for you to know, Medium is not the only platform that is trying to bring back the age of reading. Many other platforms, such as Substack and Vocal, also offer a home for long-form written content. However, Medium is one of the most popular platforms with a large community of readers and writers. Although no one, including me, has an assertive idea about what will happen in the future to any of these platforms, it is clear that Medium is making a difference and has been doing a great job ever since it started in 2012. The platform is attracting a large number of writers and readers, and it is providing a space for people to read, write, get engaged, and earn money. Myself, and that's what I am going to tell you more about in the coming sections. Let's dive more into the world of Medium and teach you more about the program and how you can navigate the platform to be able to make the best use of it. The essential know-how on Medium. After a simple and basic sign-up with your Google account on Medium, the money-making part comes in, the Medium Partner Program. So, how can you become eligible for the Medium Partner Program? It used to be like this. To qualify for the Medium Partner Program and start earning money on Medium, you need to have at least 100 followers and publish a few articles. Writing the articles is not a problem, but getting 100 followers can be a bit tricky. There are people who offer to exchange followers with you. They say that they will follow you if you follow them back. While this is an efficient way to get 100 followers quickly, it is not a good long-term strategy. You need followers to spread your word. So, if you want to follow Barack Obama, who has 174k followers, that's fine, go ahead, but you should also follow people in your niche who are just starting out. Communicate with them and build connections. Build 100 valuable connections so that they can give you valuable insights about your work, and you can give them insights on theirs as well. But now, you only have to be a Medium member and live in a listed country. Yet, even if you're part of the program, I advise you to go with the followers route. You need followers to give you claps, which will work out the algorithm for you. Becoming part of the Medium Partner Program. Realistic earning via Medium. The Medium Partner Program looks for writers who create high-quality content and that adds value to their readers. You need to check what is already out there on the platform and what your target is responding to be able to create competitive content. So, what you need to do here is start your research. You look at the best articles in your niche to find out what kind of content Medium seeks. For example, if you write about business and entrepreneurship as I do, you can look at the best articles on the entrepreneurship topic. You can do this by using the search bar, browsing the tags, or exploring the publications. The search bar is a great way to find articles on specific topics. Just type in the topic you are interested in, and Medium will show you a list of articles that match your query. Another important hack is using the tags to find articles on specific topics. Tags are keywords that are assigned to articles. You can browse the tags by clicking on the Tags tab at the top of the page. Last thing, you can use publications also to find articles on whatever topics you are interested in and will most likely write about. Publications are a group of articles curated by a team of editors. Same method, you can browse the publications by clicking on the Publications tab at the top of the page. Medium navigation. So, how can you make your articles actually stand out? How can you attract readers to your articles? I am going to tell you how to write articles that stand out and grab the attention of readers to clap, share, and follow for more when they read your content. Use grammar checking tools. Even the best writers can make mistakes. That's why you have to play it safe through Grammarly. I know I make almost no mistakes when writing my articles, but Grammarly is always able to catch flaws that I was never aware of. Trust me when I tell you that I find this to be the most important purchase that you will have to make when starting your writing journey. Grammarly will help you improve sentence structure, punctuation, spelling, and style. It can also help you catch plagiarism and other errors when you have a premium account. So, if you're serious about writing on Medium, Grammarly is a must-have tool. Use an affordable, and it can make a big difference in the quality of your writing. However, do not rely entirely on Grammarly to catch everything. It's still very important to proofread your work carefully before publishing it. Also, make sure that you accept only suggestions from Grammarly that actually fit your content. Use images. When you're writing an article, you need to choose a relevant image. And please remember that I mentioned the word relevant. Many people use images from free stock photo websites like Unsplash, Pexels, and Pixabay. Just avoid using very generic images, as these are more likely to be used by other writers and may not be as. The secrets of writing. Writing your first article. Realistic earning via Medium. Com. Effective in catching your reader's attention. Instead, try to find images that are more specific and relevant to the topic of your article, as I said. A side tip to use images the right way is to make sure that they are correctly cited. Unsplash is a good resource for finding free images, yes, but you still need to give credit to the photographer. When you download an image from Unsplash, it will automatically include the photographer's name and website in the file name. You can also copy and paste this information into your article. Don't be a control freak. Most important rule of writing on Medium is not to get too attached to any article. If you write 3 pieces in a row, don't dwell on the first one or keep editing it. Just move on to the next one. The same goes for articles that you wrote a long time ago. Just please don't go back and edit them unless you really have to. Some people make the mistake of getting too attached to their articles. They spend hours perfecting them, making sure that every word is perfect. But this is a waste of time. No article is excellent, and people will still read it even if it has a few mistakes. The best way to write on Medium is to write quickly and often. Don't worry about making every article perfect. Just write what you have to say and move on to the next one. Don't sweat the comments. As a writer on any platform, especially Medium, it's natural to want to read and respond to every comment on your articles. After all, you put a lot of time and effort into your writing and want to know what people think. However, it's important to remember that not all comments are based on sound judgment and constructiveness. Some words will be positive and supportive, while others will be negative and critical. It's essential not to take the negative comments personally and to focus on the positive ones. It's also important to remember that not everyone will agree with your writing. And that's okay. Different people have different perspectives, and that's what makes Medium such an excellent platform for discussion. If you find yourself getting too caught up in the comments, take a step back and remind yourself that your writing is not for everyone. It's for the people who will appreciate it, and that's all that matters. Realistic earning via Medium. Com. So don't sweat the comments. Just keep writing, and keep sharing your thoughts and ideas with people who are excited to hear more from you. Entertain all the way. We already agreed together a few lines ago that the reading age is painfully dying. In the crowded online media landscape, it's more important than ever to be entertaining and engaging in your writing. If you want your articles to be read and shared, you need to make sure that you have your own way of entertaining your readers through your writing. And since I already told you that Medium pays writers based on read time, not views. This means that the longer people spend time reading your articles, the more money you make. So, you need to write your articles in a way that makes your readers excited to continue scrolling through your article and spend time reading your whole pieces, not a few lines after the title only. Here are a few things I often use while writing my articles, and I know these have kept people eager to know more about what I have to say. Tell stories. People love stories, so use them to bring your articles to life. Your stories should be personal, relatable, and engaging. Use humor. Humor is a great way to make your articles more enjoyable to read. However, make sure to use humor that is appropriate for your niche and the people who follow you. Ask questions. Asking questions is a great way to get your readers involved in your writing. This will help them stay engaged and interested in your words. You will find me doing this a lot in my articles and this guide too. Know your reader, know yourself. When choosing topics to write about, it's essential to consider your reader's interests and yours as well. Think about the pain points and the main content your niche is eager to know about. What specific topics trigger their brain? What are they looking for help with? What information are they looking to know and dive deeper into? You can look at the most popular articles on Medium to get a sense of what topics resonate with your readers. And, as a writer, it's essential to know your interests and points of strengths, too. This will help you write content that is both informative and engaging. When you write about topics you are passionate about, it shows in your writing. Your enthusiasm will be contagious, and your readers will be more likely to enjoy your content. In addition to knowing your interests, it's also important to know your strengths as a writer. Are you good at explaining complex concepts clearly and in a simple, engaging way? Do you have a knack for storytelling? I don't want you to sound too complicated to the extent that your reader loses focus. Once you know your strengths, you can focus on writing content that plays to them. I am a top writer on Medium in 6 categories. I started writing on Medium in November 2021, and I quickly learned that the key to success on the platform is to provide value to the reader. I developed a theory after my first and second trending articles. Value to the user. This means that it teaches the reader something new, helps them solve a problem, or inspires them to take action. Inspirational. It is derived from a personal experience that the reader can relate to. A 5-minute read. Readers are busy people, so they don't have time to read long articles. I have found that these 3 factors are essential for creating trending articles on Medium. Finding the right topics to write about. Realistic earning via Medium. Com. Readers on Medium are people from all over the world. If you're reading online, then your mind is getting a tremendous amount of information. What happened at Miley Cyrus's concert will be on your mind only for a few days. The ones that stay are the ones that provide value that you might implement and learn from in your daily life. Inspiration, added to that mix, is the perfect recipe. At the end of the day, everyone appreciates inspiration. If you're reading a story about how a person became successful in selling cups, your mind will keep pushing you to seek the answer to the question, how was that person successful in selling cups? And can I do it myself to have further financial security? Trending is king. I've written about various topics related to business. Additionally, I've written on top publications on Medium. The ultra money-making articles are the ones that are about a trending company or person. Then, when I sincerely thought of it, it made sense. Who's been a trending competitor to Medium? Newsbreak. What do? They rely on trending viral content. If you go back in time, journalism, in general, always rewards topics that are trending. But it's a curve. You can talk about Credit Suisse if it just crashed yesterday. It would be best if you didn't talk about ChatGPT because it trended 3 months ago. Move on. Choose a catchy title that goes with your trending topic. The title is the first thing people will see, so it's important to make it attention-grabbing. Use keywords that are relevant to your topic and that people are likely to search for. I once wrote an article titled, "Upwork is asking me for a $12,500 refund because their client was using someone else's credit card." It trended very strongly and had 92,000 claps because people liked to hear the story, and the title did the job well. Remember to use strong visuals, too. Images and videos can help to break up your text and make your article more visually appealing. They can also help to illustrate your points and make your writing more engaging. Medium recently updated its algorithm for determining which articles are featured on the trending page. The new algorithm takes into account a number of factors, including the number of claps and likes an article receives, the number of times it is read, the number of times it is shared. The number of claps and likes an article receives was and still is a significant factor in determining its ranking. What's new here is that the algorithm now takes into account the number of times an article is read and shared as well. Also, the algorithm gives thought to the demographics of the readers who are interacting with an article. This means that articles that are popular with a particular audience are more likely to be featured on the trending page. The algorithm is still being tweaked, and it is possible that Medium will make changes to it further in the future. However, all the tips and guide points above that I offered should give you a good starting point for getting your articles noticed under the new algorithm. The Medium Money Formula: How to earn more money. 1. Understand the new algorithm. When a person who loves Elon Musk reads an article saying that Tesla is about to be doomed, there's some mental trigger that occurs and lets that person read the whole article. They want to know why someone would say such a thing, and they want to see if there's any truth to it. The article might also contain negative comments from other readers. These comments can be controversial, but they can also be good. Controversy can promote healthy discussion, and it can also help to increase the number of reads that an article gets. When you start a comment war, you essentially create a situation where people are engaged with your article. They are reading it, they are thinking about it, and they are debating it. This is precisely what you want to happen if you want to get more people to read your work. So, if you want to supercharge your reading, don't be afraid to write about controversial topics. Just make sure that you do your research and that you present your arguments clearly and in the easiest and fun ways to your readers. 2. Controversy is triggering. A year ago, you'd know which articles were curated and which were not. Nowadays, there's a new thing called the boost. Same thing, just a changed term. Medium has a team of editors who curate articles that they think are high quality and interesting. If your article gets curated, it will be featured on Medium's homepage and in other places, which will help to get more people to see it. Regardless, when a Medium robot or human likes your content and decides to spread it out, you're guaranteed good revenue from the article. So stick by their rules, attribute images correctly, and proofread your text. The curation aspect, while rewarding, is highly unpredictable. Honestly, by the end of the day, sometimes it really doesn't make much of a difference because one curated article, for example, made $13 while others that are trending made more than $1,000. You're looking for the word trending, not curated. Let me give you another example. My Ford might have just killed Tesla trending article that created controversy above made $1,500, and it was very short and not curated. Also, I've written curated articles with many grammatical mistakes. So, it's not fully understood. However, my theory is simple: if the readers would engage and share this article, then Medium will curate it. So, the focus eventually would return to having a good reading time and engagement. Then, you can pray to the gods of curation. 3. Curation is a hidden gem. Here's the ultimate and most important secret of writing on Medium: in my case, when I think I know, I'm sure I don't. That doesn't make sense, right? I've written articles that I firmly believe are going to be the next big thing. They're, to me, works of art that need to be printed out and hung on the walls of Forbes, Inc., Business Insider, and every other magazine. But someone screwed up my plans. You, the reader. You have the ultimate decision on whether an article will grow or not on Medium. Hence, it doesn't matter what I think is good and what isn't. So, how do we tackle this? Expect each article to be excellent, and keep on writing. If you'd travel back in time and tell me that I'll be earning this amount from an article and asked me to pinpoint the article, I would probably choose a few wrong ones. But if you ask people interested in entrepreneurship or business news the same question, they'll pinpoint the correct article. So mark my words, write, and write. Follow a strategy and keep on executing. It's unlikely that all your articles trend and make you a lot of money. But with such a strategy, some will, and your average will grow in time. The more articles you write, the more likely you are to get one that trends. So, make sure to keep writing and publishing new content on a regular basis. How often do I write? I've tested writing once a week, thrice a week, 5 times a week, as well as 7 times a week in different months. The sweet spot for me is thrice a week. The Medium algorithm takes time to spread your interesting stories via email and showcase them to the public. Hence, I like to give my articles room to breathe. 4. Consistency is the only path. Publications can help you get more views on your articles. The more articles you write, the more publications notice your work. You need to research and find publications that fit your niche well. For example, I write for the Entrepreneur's Handbook publication, and they have thousands of followers. My articles are shown to all their followers when I write for them. However, there is no one-size-fits-all model for publications. Some publications have more followers than others. When someone asks you to join their publication, start by checking how many followers they have. You can find this information by scrolling down to their page's bottom and clicking Latest Stories. Publications contacted me to join and start writing under their umbrella, and these had only 500 followers. For me, it did not make sense to write for them because I have more followers than that. So, choosing publications with a more extensive following base than the one you have is a huge milestone. It's also important to be persistent when reaching out to publications. Don't give up if you don't hear back from them right away. Keep submitting your work, and eventually, you'll find publications that are a good fit for you. 5. Publications make a difference. Some people pointed out that I was not a writer, but I didn't let that stop me. I loved writing about business and knew I could create something innovative and fun for the readers. So, I was determined to make it work. In my first month, I earned around $25. It wasn't a lot of money, but it gave me hope. I kept writing, and my earnings slowly but indeed started to increase. In February of 2023, I earned $7,475. I am now a full-time writer on Medium, and I am grateful to every person who has read my articles. I know I am not a traditional writer, but I am proof that anyone can be a writer if they are passionate about their work. Medium could be the perfect side hustle for any passionate writer. And the best part is that it comes with flexibility. Medium is an excellent platform for writers as it allows you to schedule your articles in advance. This means you can write your articles when you have time and schedule them to be published when you want them. I used this perk to spend 3 weeks on vacation by writing all my articles in advance and scheduling them. As I said, the money you will make on Medium will fluctuate over time based on changes in Medium's algorithms, subscriber behavior, and platform policies. My tips for you in this guide focused on the following: becoming part of the Medium Partner Program and getting the 100 followers that you need, very easy bites to navigate the platform, the secrets of writing articles that stand out and attract readers to your pieces, how the Medium platform works to be able to make money out of your writing. Apart from my guide and the tips I gave you, what you need to do here is to stay inspired and keep on writing, entertaining the reader and enjoying your time while writing your pieces. The golden rule here is to be patient.